What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what is Litecoin. We usually do a lot of discussions in my previous videos as to the technical analysis, charting, the price levels of Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., etc. But I decided to dedicate an entire episode to what is Litecoin, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there who don't actually know what Litecoin is, what's the use case, etc. And I feel like this will help a lot of you guys. If any of that sounds like something of interest, make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the video. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way you don't miss out on any important content. And let's jump into today's episode. So guys, what is Litecoin in a nutshell? Basically, I want to sum up some key principles discussing what exactly Litecoin is. So Litecoin is a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency and open source software project released under MIT and the X11 licenses. The creation and transfer of coins is based on open source cryptographic protocol. In other words, blockchain, that's what it's used for. It is not managed by any central authority. There's no government like fiat currency. It is completely peer-to-peer, and the people who use Litecoin are basically the controllers of it. So Litecoin is also far quicker and cheaper in terms of transaction fees than Bitcoin is. That is why it was inspired. It was inspired to improve what exactly Bitcoin's flaws were. So it's also seen huge dramatic, market growth. On December 18th of 2017, Litecoin reached its all-time high of $360, which when compared to the price 1 year before was literally $4.40. So an incredible 8,200% growth is absolutely phenomenal. I know the entire market had that, but this is definitely something to, think about. This is wholly reflective of a booming cryptocurrency marketplace with a $17 billion market cap to start to end at $650 billion in just 1 year is absolutely massive. So it's not just Litecoin that shot up, but it was a lot of coins. So Litecoin as a future tool. Litecoin is frequently compared to Bitcoin, which functions almost exactly the same, aside for the cost of the transactions, which are around 1/50th of the size. So if you've ever used Bitcoin, you got to pay the miner's fee. It's a pretty big transaction, $2, $3. Litecoin is a couple cents. It's that simple. It's that easy. It's also much quicker. When I send my friends Bitcoin, it takes a couple hours for them to receive it. Litecoin shows up almost immediately, which is pretty wild. So Litecoin pricing acts more rationally than Bitcoin and with a more sustainable future. As we see some online stores begin to accept cryptocurrencies, we will see it becoming possibly to buy jewelry, groceries, clothes, electronics, and more. Since the value of Litecoin is determined by demand on currency trading like websites, GDAX, Coinbase Pro now, it is possible to envision an online shopping platform where the price of products constantly change to reflect the value of the accepted coins. Definitely a very interesting concept. So instead of having a flat price level, that's not changing, this would be a constantly changing price level depending on the prices of the coins accepted. So in addition to trading and purchasing Litecoin, it is possible to mine it. Hopefully you guys are aware of that. Through this is a very special technical activity and requires a decent amount of computer knowledge, so it's not for the beginners. A good computer is enough to mine coins very slowly, but a serious miner would obviously invest in processing units that rapidly solve these mathematical equations that support what exactly the blockchain is. So a lot of people also trade Litecoin. That's pretty much what I talk about in my day-to-day episodes on my channel. So I don't really want to discuss and go in depth onto how to trade it in today's episode. You can obviously check out my other videos, and there will be links at the end to go onto some of the other ones. But otherwise, Litecoin is a huge worldwide tool. There's also a massive community behind it. I'm part of the Litecoin Foundation, and I will discuss what that is later on in today's episode. So Litecoin can be used anywhere, pretty much. Though illegal in some nations, China, I believe, doesn't allow you to use it. By anyone, the fees experienced by Litecoin users are lower than those credit card companies and bank transfers use. For example, you have credit card companies which charge around 3% on a transaction fee that the merchant that has that thing has to use and has to pay. As for Bitcoin, it's about 1% if you use Alliant Payment Systems or another company of such. It's also very, very, very small if you wanted to hold on to the Litecoin. So as an example, one person in France can send a payment to somebody in China in seconds, with both parties receiving proof of the transaction, so they do have proof that it was sent. Litecoin was designed to enable quick and cheap payments that are simple as sending an email. Very easy. So there are 84 Litecoins in their market cap. That's all that's in their supply. So once they're all mined, that's it. Just like gold, if you mine all the gold, that's it. There's a limited market cap. Not like fiat currency where you can continuously reproduce and print out as much of it as you want and cause massive inflation, as we've seen in Venezuela and other places like that. So there can only ever be 84 million Litecoins, and as it stands, 55.58 million have been already mined and released. So meaning only 30 million coins are still fair game for miners. The figure of 84 million was based on 21 million limit of Bitcoin and the fact that Litecoin was designed to be 4 times faster. So you think 21 times 4, there you go, 84 million. A fixed amount of coins also means that inflation will not affect the overall value of the currency. Unlike currencies such as, the US dollar, the pound, or the euro, for Forex traders who feel that the currency might drop in value, they might purchase Litecoin and hold onto it as an investment before selling it back into their currency. Otherwise, external influences can manipulate the value of currencies through inflation, quantitative easing, but the same cannot be done with Litecoin, making it a more sustainable long-term, hold. As for who this founder of Litecoin is, Litecoin was created by Charlie Lee in October of 2011. Lee is a former employee of Google who designed it to complement Bitcoin by solving some of its issues, like the transaction times, the fees, concentrated mining pools. Charlie Lee took the core code from Bitcoin and made his modifications and his tweaks to the code and protocol to work in a way that he felt would allow for a large-scale adoption of the currency. As we've seen previously at the end of 2017, we've seen China and other places flood the transaction network, just send a bunch of Bitcoin back and forth, and it slows down the network. Litecoin, because it's so much bigger and faster, it takes a lot more to, slow it down and, basically starve or kind of flood the blockchain itself. So on the main goals of Litecoin was to reduce block confirmation timings from 10 minutes to 2.5 minutes, so that more transactions could be confirmed, which is the issue with Bitcoin. This made Litecoin 4 times faster than Bitcoin. Each 2.5 minutes, a Litecoin block is mined, 24 coins or 25 coins are generated. This means that at the moment, 14,400 Litecoins are being mined every day, the maximum amount possible. So in conclusion, and then I'll discuss what the Litecoin Foundation is Litecoin has so much scope for growth and potential uses and wide adoption. So right now we must observe which companies begin adopting in and out, accepting transactions for their products and services. Other than that, the future of Litecoin, is anyone's guess. So what exactly is this Litecoin Foundation? Another thing I really want to discuss is the community and why I got so drawn into Litecoin as a whole. There's a massive community around these coins. You have XRP, Ripple has their own community, Digibyte, Theta, Stellar Lumens. Litecoin is right there with it, and it's a very, very, very uplifting, positive, group. Once I was added to their group, the Litecoin Foundation, once I was able to join, it really spoke to me as to what exactly this is. It's not just a currency. There's actually a huge community behind it that actually push Litecoin adoption, and I've made hundreds of videos discussing what exactly there is to Litecoin and what they push. And I've made videos with other people from the Litecoin Foundation. We go out and we discuss with business owners, retail investors, even financial institutions, and we get them to either get sponsored by Litecoin or we get them to adopt acceptance of Litecoin payments, which is huge. I made a video a couple of months ago discussing a Lamborghini company, or it was a rental company that accepted Litecoin as a payment method, which is absolutely insane. They accepted Litecoin and Bitcoin. And what exactly that does for a company is it acts as another means of transaction. Not only does the business cut costs and they get cheaper transactions than what credit cards do, but it's also much, much, much easier for them to accept the money. There's no chargebacks. There's no scammers. Once they receive that money, that's it. It is theirs. Once they receive, that cryptocurrency, they have it. There's no more risk of scammers, chargebacks, stolen credit cards. It's pretty much risk-free for the company. So a lot of companies, if you notice now, and I'm going to continue in my videos, are starting to accept this Litecoin and crypto as a payment method. And it's really going to set the wave for the future. We've seen JPM Coin, which is JP Morgan and Chase, created their own privately owned cryptocurrency to allow cheaper transaction speeds between bank to banks over international payments, which you can see Litecoin can do too. So guys, it's definitely something to not take lightly. It's going to come up. It is going to become more and more and more in your face, as you've seen what happened with Bitcoin. It's not going away, is what I'm trying to say. Is it going to be the next .com bubble? I don't know. But it's something that is here. It's not going away. It's going to get bigger. And if you can't beat it, join it. To the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way I know you like the content and want to see more. And otherwise, giveaway at 10K, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.